My name is Evan Julieta Perea, and I'm from California, and my people are from Michoacan, Mexico, and Chihuahua, Mexico.
My name is Paula Ramirez, and I'm from the Bronx, and my family's from Puerto Rico.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker.
I feel like my name do it depending on who you speak to, because some people know me as Jade Brown Brown. Know me as Dunia Shadi. Some people know me as Dunya, and I feel like the frequency of my name is just unity. I am born and raised in Denver, Colorado, in 5 Points specifically, where the niggas was, where they been. Um, and yeah, I come from a lineage of family from the South, from North Carolina, from Tennessee, from Arkansas. Um, Further than that, my ancestors from the Geechee, somewhere in the Caribbean, from what I'm learning, potentially Haitian. Um, yeah, I'm a child of Bernadette, of Brian, the two B's, my big caps. Yeah, that's me.
I have always felt like an elder or an ancestor, like even when I was a child, and the adults in my life or the elders in my life would comment on how I feel like an elder and I speak like an elder and I have interests like an elder. But also, when you're raised by elders, what else are your interests going to be? You know what I mean? Uh, but that is also spiritual, right? It's nature versus nurture, but it's also a spiritual thing because we take on the ways of the people who raise us. And I've happened to be around that energy a lot.
Right before my great grandma passed away, she came to my mom in a dream and was like, she didn't want to go alone. I remember my mom saying that my great grandma was telling her to come with her because she was scared and because she was just wanting someone to come with her and see how good the other side was. But
I said they be on my nerves for real, but I love them. I do. I respect them. Cause you know how old heads be. They just really do. Like I got a reading a couple weeks ago, and like my two maternal, like from both sides of my paternal and maternal side of my family, like they were present, and I was just like annoyed. And I was like, "Can y'all stop yelling at me? Like you ain't gotta yell." And they're like, "Okay," because they know I shut down when I start feeling yelled at. So they're like, "Okay," because I'm like, "Don't be mean."
I feel deeply connected to them. We're in conversation, we're dreaming. We're also like being a little critical. I'm like, oh, well, you shouldn't be so critical of yourself. But the older I get, the more I'm like, oh, actually, I'm critical of myself because that's how my ancestors are. You know, like that is my people. That's where my ambition carves itself from. It is this critique that isn't always negative. Like it's mostly helpful, you know. It's my own pride that sometimes makes me feel like, oh, I'm being hard on myself. But really, the days where I feel most like locked in with my ancestors are the days where I'm able to identify, like, oh, this is how I can feel better. This is how I can do better. This is how I can be better.
Inherited like this luxury
And maybe
of
some
my
people don't
own
call that
time
critique,
and my
but
own
it feels like
choice. Even the need to
over
want
here.
to be a mom, I feel like I have a choice in a way that I don't think the women in my family have. So I don't know if that's inheriting it or projecting or blah 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 blah. But it's certainly something that I've gotten from that. And like what I've also inherited like this story of resilience. And unfortunately, it hasn't gotten me to where I want to be yet. Like I'm trying to disengage from putting so much pride and so much what is it, like I guess pride, yeah, putting so much pride in the idea that like I take care of everything myself and I handle myself, and I am proud of myself for being as independent as I am, but
just like how she's like try to stay clear from it because like people in my family have always been very strong, and they don't always use it for too much good. But so I try to stray away from things that might try to harm me, because I notice as getting into spirituality, I feel more connected to my culture and to my indigenous ancestors. And I'm just trying to figure out, how do I connect back to it? Would it be appropriation? Would it be not my place to go back to these like indigenous roots and to like maybe talk to these gods? Are like, is that okay, or is it closed for people who are displaced?
But I was just naming that I didn't grow up with that, like, oh, actually, reverse. My grandfather did actively swim and climb trees and stuff, and he rode a bike. But that didn't really save him in the end. You know, my grandfather ended up dying of lung cancer, stage 4. By the time my family found out, it was stage 4. And all of that working out that I had associated him with, it actually didn't result to him being alive or being healthy. Oh, it's Big P. You see the writing on the wall, acting like you never seen a ghost before. What? You know, I never been polite. I never been the type chase a nigga. Only light follows me into the depths of the throngs. I've been telling y'all not for way too long. Never trust a sparrow if it doesn't know its song, and keep your fire burning like that bush in the song. What? And shout out to my family where it's breeze in its palm, bitch. Yeah. I always wanted to be a rapper, so it felt nice to do that.
Plantations, especially like in North Carolina, the Geechee people were bound by mouth, because literally like them creating sound was a problem. Like they was disrupting the fuck out of shit. Was blind. Threw away my pearls, uncurled my curls. This is my tool. Call it false tales, but you can't call it fake. Please know your worth. Please know your worth. Please know your worth. I called myself today. Thought I went on vacation. Down in the dark, it's so cold, feeling damnation. Whispered a tone. I thought I knew. I thought I knew. You called my bluff. I have no cards left. Open my heart, and I turned around, and I just threw away. So please know your worth. Please know your worth. Please know your worth. please know you're